And welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Tuesday, October 4th, 2016. Just going to read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice. As always, thank you for your patience with that. So we start our videos off with a look at the Russell Index, and for that we use the IWM, which is the ETF that represents the Russell 2000, and we're looking at it on a 5-year monthly time frame to step back and get that broader look at the overall market. We were paying particular attention to this blue channel that the Russell traded within through all of 2014, had this lift up and out in early 15, hit our upper blue band here and then sold off. Price strength came in and we are right back up at that level again here now. So with the month of September complete, we can see the candle complete. Interesting candle, a little bit of volume coming in, wick at the top, wick at the bottom with a slightly bullish orientation to it. So it'll be interesting to see how price behaves at this prior area of resistance. I'm going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 2-year weekly. I can see that the price is getting compressed here a little bit, so I'm going to put a little trend line in. The week is early, it's only Tuesday, but we'll see how it behaves and if it can break out of this little smaller wedge on the weekly chart and move towards that blue line. But again, you want to remember that it offered resistance over in this area, so you want to be careful over here as well. But with price on the Russell up and over our blue line, the blue line is the 8-day EMA, so price strength is continuing on the weekly chart, and then I'm going to pull it into the 3-month daily. There's our blue line, and it's right at that area. Here's our trend line. We'll see if it can break through. But with price strength continuing, we are putting a chart forward this morning, and that chart is probably a company most of you have not heard of. Turn it into monthly. It's NSP. NSP is Insperity. Let me tell you a little bit more about the company. It's in the business services sector. It's an admin staff professional employer organization. They provide various personnel management services in the United States. They include benefits, payroll administration, healthcare, workers' compensation, insurance programs, that sort of thing. So business services. You know what, Chart of the Day Cafe, it's all about value first, and this one has a really nice value score. That's why I'm putting it forward. The value in this one is really nice. The second thing I look for is growth. It also has a nice growth score with a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 27%. The third thing I look for, can't always get, but in this case it's there, is a dividend yield. So NSP has a small dividend yield of 1.36%. So we've got the 3 things we look for the most: value, growth, and dividend. For those of you interested in PE, it's got a PE ratio of 18.39. So that is the description of the company. Let's get back to the chart. We're looking at the 5-year monthly chart. You can see it's up and over this area of support. We had a nice strong bar with lots of volume that pushed it through. It came back to settle, and it's trading right here, right now. So let's move it away from the monthly to the 2-year weekly. We were watching it in this area, or at least I was, as it danced around this area of support, then had this nice lift up and off. Price, the 8-day EMA is now underneath price on the weekly chart, and it's come into this area where it's kind of consolidating and is an interesting area for us to look at here. So I'm going to move it away from the weekly to the 6-month daily chart. You can see that area of consolidation, the lift, the volume coming in. Price settled in this more minor area of support, and I think it looks kind of interesting here. If price in the overall markets continues to show strength, then it may start to lift. You know, at Chart of the Day Cafe, I'm not making any recommendations whatsoever. It's always for your further homework, but we've got the blue, the 3 and 8 cross, so we always talk about the 3 and 8 cross, the blue and the pink being the 3 EMA crossing and price lifting. So we've got the cross here. and a squeeze happening here. So we're at this area of support. We've got the squeeze. Hopefully we'll get some lift. It's worth keeping an eye on. So NSP is my Chart of the Day Cafe pick for today. You know, in preparation for these videos, I always like to put other things in front of you, and I came across this really cool website. I couldn't find a seasonality chart for NSP on Equity Clock, which is a site I love and I highly recommend. You know, I've put it forward before. Here's another one that talks about seasonality, Financial. So they've got a seasonality section, and they had NSP came up on their site, so I thought this one was good to show you that seasonal strength coming into this stock as well. So here we are, and this is their forecast over the next little while. They also have notes below. Over the next 13 weeks, Insperity has on average historically risen by 13.7%, and further, you can read further. So I will include a link to this site as well. Of course, seasonality never is a guarantee of future price, but you always want to put as many things in your favor as you can. So let's go, and this, I like what we're doing is this check the boxes thing. So checking the boxes for NSP, the market. So the things that I have highlighted in yellow are musts, and these are discretionary, but these things are always have to be there for our Chart of the Day Cafe picks. So we've got the market in an uptrend, yep. Sector in an uptrend, yep. NSP in a long-term uptrend, yeah, on the 5 and 2 year chart, lifting off support. It's got a really great value score, and it's got a good growth score. We talked about that, 27%. Dividend yield of 1.36%. Has a 3 and 8 cross and is squeezing now, and we've got seasonality in our favor. So NSP is my pick for today. The other chart that I thought would be worth keeping an eye on here, one that we featured in September, was Google. So we put it forward here. Google is putting out, in my video I mentioned, they're putting out a new phone, which is being introduced to the market today. So it might be worth keeping an eye on Google here. So it's kind of doing the same thing, squeeze. And should the market show continued strength, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Google lift here as well. So that's one to keep an eye on as well. With that, I'll leave you. Have a great week, and we'll put another video out on Thursday. Thanks.